There is a paradoxical truth in the human journey. You work, you fight, you dedicate yourself for months, maybe years, to a goal. And then, finally, the universe seems to conspire in your favor. An inexplicable procrastination that makes you miss the most important deadline of your life. The promotion arrives. The relationship you've always dreamed of becomes real. Your project takes off. The victory is yours. But it's right there, on the podium, that an invisible ghost appears. An impulsive decision that puts everything at risk. An outburst of anger that fractures trust. Suddenly, you find yourself in the middle of the wreckage, asking yourself, how did I let this happen? The most unsettling part isn't the failure itself, but the fact that on a deep level, it feels like you were the one who lit the fuse. This isn't bad luck. It's not a coincidence. It is one of the most complex and secret mechanisms of the human mind at work. And the question we will answer today is, what is the psychology behind self-sabotage? Why do we instinctively destroy our own victories? Psychology shows us that the human mind has a primary need that is stronger than the desire for success, the need for coherence. This story was written in our childhood, shaped by past failures, criticisms we received, and the limitations we accepted as truth. Identifying which one is in command of your life is the first step to taking back control. It's the story of who we believe we deserve to be. So, you spend so much time planning and adjusting that you never execute. Victory never comes because the perfect starting point never exists. It's a sophisticated form of paralysis. It says, danger, reality doesn't match the script. We must restore order. To understand this mechanism, we need to go beyond the surface of wanting to win. It perceives a dissonance, a conflict. If your internal narrative says, I'm not good enough to have a healthy relationship, and you find yourself in one, your unconscious mind will sound an alarm. Each of us carries an internal narrative about who we are. When your real-life success begins to contradict this old story, the mind panics. It doesn't say, great, let's update the story. And what does it mean to restore order? It means forcing you to take actions that lead you back to the character you know, the character who was so successful, who wasn't so loved, who wasn't so happy. It's an act of blind loyalty to your old identity. You destroy the victory not because you hate success, but because, unconsciously, you are more loyal to the suffering you already know. This loyalty to failure manifests in different ways. They are like internal saboteurs, each with its own tactic. First, the perfectionist. It convinces you that if it's not perfect, it's not worth it. Second, the procrastinator. It operates through later. I'll start the diet on Monday. I'll send that important email tomorrow. It creates a safe distance between you and the action that could lead to success. Each postponement is a small dose of relief that keeps you exactly where you are. When success is near, it finds an external excuse for the imminent failure. My boss doesn't like me. I didn't have the same opportunities. It's not enough to want to change. You must give your brain a new script to follow. Here is a practical 3-step action plan. The victim narrative, absolves you of the responsibility to fight for victory until the end. Take your diary, and for each pattern you've noted, ask, what is the story I'm telling myself here? Your mind doesn't change with thoughts, changes with proof. For each act of sabotage, plan a minimum viable action in the opposite direction. If the perfectionist stops you from starting, your minimum action is to work on the project for just 15 minutes imperfectly. If the drama creator wants to fight, your minimum action is to take a deep breath and say, I need a moment to think. Every small action that challenges the old narrative is a brick in the construction of your new identity. The identity of someone who not only achieves but sustains victory. If you procrastinated, maybe the story is, I'm going to fail anyway. Now, act as a defense lawyer. Question this belief. What is the evidence that I will fail? And what is the evidence that I can succeed? Now, you have the tools to consciously build a new one. An identity where well-being, love, and success are not anomalies to be corrected, but your natural state. What if this story isn't true? The goal is to create reasonable doubt in your old narrative. Third, the drama creator. When everything is going too well, it needs a crisis. It starts a needless fight with a partner, finds an insignificant problem at work, and turns it into a catastrophe. Chaos is familiar, peace is threatening. For 1 week, be a detective of your own mind. Carry a notebook or use a notes app. Every time you catch yourself procrastinating, starting drama, or falling into perfectionism, write it down. Note the trigger, the feeling, and the behavior. Just observe, without judgment. The simple act of bringing the unconscious into the light weakens its power. You will go from being an actor to an observer of your own sabotage. The drama serves as a perfect distraction to divert you from the path of victory. Fourth, the victim. This saboteur convinces you that the world is against you. Which of these faces do you recognize? Recognizing the saboteur is half the battle. The other half is active reprogramming. Step 1. Conscious observation. Step 2. Questioning the narrative. Step 3. The minimum viable action. Self-sabotage is not a life sentence. It is an obsolete defense mechanism, a loyalty to a version of you that no longer exists. You have spent years unconsciously building an identity based on limits. The journey isn't about never feeling the urge to sabotage yourself again. It will appear. The journey is about recognizing it when it arrives, looking at it, maybe even smiling, and consciously choosing a different path. The final question isn't whether you deserve to win. It's whether you are willing to become the person who can handle victory. The choice, from this day forward, is yours. Your new loyalty must be to your future, not your past.